Hello and welcome to Meister Arts and Crafts. I'm Libby and today I'll be showing you my craft storage and organization. First, I'm going to go over my stamp storage. I also use the same thing for my dies and my stencils. But anyway, I'm going to be using the Avery Elle Stamp and Die Storage Pockets. I'm going to use them in small, large, and extra large, but you can use whatever fits your supplies. I will also be using a label maker, a die, and also a white piece of cardstock. You can use any color that you want. I have made this cardstock 1/8 of an inch smaller on both sides of the actual pocket, which the size is on the packaging, if you are curious. Next, I have printed out a label that has the company name and also the name of the supply I'm going to put in there. I did stack this so it is double. I then put so it has 2 lines, and then I put the cardstock into the little pocket, and I cut off the excess, or the flap, because I didn't want the flap. It didn't work, so you can make it fit your needs. And then I will put the label on the upper left corner of the packet. For the large one, I'm going to do the same thing. I have this stamp set, and I'm just going to slide that right in along with the dies, and I like to put the dies and the packaging into the back of the storage pocket. It just makes it easy that way and keeps everything together. So I also did the same thing for the extra large one. This one fits 6x8 stamp sets, and the large one fits 4x6. But yeah, anyway, I've put this all in this clear acrylic bin, and I have put it in sideways because they don't fit the other way, but you could fit the large and the small ones in that way if you want, and it gives more room. I find that this is a great way to store them, and I just keep them in my cart next to my desk so that I can see them all. Next, I'm going to talk about how I store my cardstock. So I'm going to start with some heavy-duty sheet protectors and a label maker, and then the cardstock I'm going to be using. I will then take my trimmer, and I'm just going to trim off the part with the hole punches because I'm not going to put this in a binder, but if you do want to put it in a binder, it is a great option if you move your stuff around a lot or want that flexibility. But anyway, I didn't need it, so I just cut that off, and I am going to add the cardstock into the pocket. You do have to bend it a little because you are putting quite a few pieces of paper in, and they are thicker than regular paper. This is a great way to store all of your scraps too, with the correct color, and it's really easy. I find to keep my scraps in the pocket with it, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to then print out a label. This one is stacked 2 lines, and I just put the name of the company it's from and then the color. After I did this to all of my cardstock, this is where I keep all my colored cardstock, and it just goes in this magazine file, and then I turn it on its side, and it's really easy to pull out and put back in exactly where I want it, and it's all color organized, so I can find it really easily. I have another one for my specialty cardstocks and my more neutral cardstocks as well, so that I can have that too. But yeah, it's a really great way to organize that. Next, I'm going to move on to ink organization. So first, I'm going to do some swatches of my inks. And so I have this little card here that I have cut out, and then I put a hole punch at the top so it could go on a binder ring. I then stamped with a solid stamp. I just chose this heart one. I thought it was cute and it worked well. And then I ink blended with the ink. This one is the Distressed Ink Peacock Feathers. I'm going to make this one 2 lines, for my label so that I can have the name of the ink and the color of the ink, and then I just put that on the bottom there. I will then add it to just a binder ring, and I can add it to a clip on the side of my card so I can easily reach it when I'm at my desk. Next, I'm going to show you how I label my Distress Oxide inks. So I have blended a little bit of this salvaged patina ink onto a piece of scrap white cardstock, and then I used my hole punch to cut out 4 little hole punch things. I chose it where the color was darkest and most true to its color. I will then plug in my hot glue gun. Here, it took me just a second. I am then going to print a label that just says the name, so I only need it to be 1 line, and then I'm going to change the size to medium instead of small, which is what I had it on for the last time. I'm then going to print 4 of those, but you can print 2, 3, 4, 1, depending on what works for you. I will then cut all of that off, and then I like to cut around the edges because this label is a little too big for the side of the ink pad, so I do cut it off all sides, but you can leave it you don't have to cut off the sides. Anyway, I've took the backer off and placed it on one side. I will then add a little dot of glue, and I will then attach my swatch to it, and then I've done that for all 4 sides. This is how I store my Distress Oxide inks. I find this is an easy way to store it, especially if you have not a ton of inks. So I find this is a cheaper way than to get a whole storage rack, and it works really well. I put my ink blending foams in the back, which you will see here. You can have 4 across, and there's 4 rows, so you can have a total of 16 pads in one of these. You can also store your ink blending tools wherever you want, and also any re-inkers you have. So I just keep mine all like that. Another storage option is for your mini ink pads. This fits about 30 inks in it, plus a bunch of foam pads. I keep my foam pads for each color under them, which is a really easy way to store it, and the ink doesn't get everywhere that way. They fit perfectly, and it's a really easy way to make them more movable and travel with them, as I have a black ink and some embossing inks, as well as many colors. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and come back next Tuesday for a new video. If you are interested in any of the supplies I used today, check the description box below. Have a great day. See you soon!